Hey, what's slicing, everybody? Chris back with CAC Knives with another knife review. This knife, to my knowledge, it is a knife that's on YouTube, but not in this form. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. Honestly, this knife and this brand in general, along with a few others, have really opened my eyes to I think I need to do another what makes a knife worth its money video, and do an update on that video that I did last year that people seem to really enjoy, because I think my views have changed, and this knife definitely shows one of those reasons. Before we get into it, if you guys could do me a favor, hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think down below. I love hearing your guys' thoughts on knives and your opinions. And let me know if there's any knives that you think I should check out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and reveal. Ooh, it's a flashy looking Sun today with some Damascus inlays in the middle. And yes, that is crystallized titanium is what that is being called. It's also on the clip as well. Now, this kind of finish on titanium is, it's not going to be everybody's thing, but I love gold on knives, and I love Damascus, and wow, is it lucky to find both on a knife. That's just something that doesn't really happen. Now, this knife here absolutely is blowing my mind, especially with what I paid for it. And look at that unique blade. Like, very cool blade in M390. And this is a Tepe design, and he's designed knives for multiple companies. I know he's designed a few Sun knives. And you know what I paid for this? For White Mountain Knives with a discount code, and all that factored in, $130 is what I ended up paying for this. Now, they sold out at that price insanely quick. Like, I think in a couple of days. And I'm not shocked at all. I'm surprised they lasted that long. I think people just didn't know. But let's go over what you're getting real quick, okay? So we have full titanium construction here, and when I say that, I don't mean the screws and the pivot, but everything else on this is titanium. The clip is titanium, the back spacer's titanium. I mean, anything that has this crystallized finish pretty much is titanium, because you can't really do that on just regular steel. They have fullers in here on the knife for you to be able to reverse flick it, or if you're not so good at that, or maybe you can't grip the fullers for some reason, they do have a very nice flipper that is kind of cut into the design here, okay? And they got a finger choil up here if you want to choke up. The knife is very comfortable in hand. Like I said, it is an M390. It does run on bearings, and it has 2 Damascus inserts. Like, honestly, it's kind of making me question, are we overpaying for a lot of other things? Now, Sun's eBay account is where a lot of their knives are sold. If you want to buy directly from Sun from China, you can go on their eBay account. You can also get Sun knives from various other places. White Mountain has a good amount of them in stock right now. Like I said, this one is sold out, and it's sold out quick. Unfortunately, guys, you will probably never see it again for the price that it was listed, because $130 for all these numbers that I'm spewing out. M390, full titanium, a customized titanium finish at that, plus 2 Damascus inlays, as well as a customized titanium clip and back spacer. $130 is just you're not going to find a knife for that price. Maybe ever again. But it's really throwing my views out there on, like, why are knives so expensive? I think companies just want their profit margins to be pretty high. And Tucson just continues to try to get its foot in the door. And I think they're doing a very good job. Like, you know, I know it's made in China, but if that's your quarrel, then, you know, you're going to hate a lot of knives, specifically on my channel. Anyways, and on a lot of people's channel, because this knife is very good. It's very smooth. I will say the only real quarrel that I have with it is it's pretty heavy on the handle, but guys, that's because of this. That's some thick slabs of titanium there. And that's a thick backspacer. I mean, what do I got sitting here beside me? Look at the Demco here. Okay, you know, the Demco is kind of a thick knife on its own because it has to fit that shark lock in there, the shark lock, and you can see the difference. Like, this is a thick boy. Here, let's bring my titanium penguin out here. It's thicker than that for sure. Yeah, so it's a thick knife, and don't get me wrong, they tried to thin it out. It's gonna kind of be hard to tell, but you see there, you can kind of see where it fades. They milled, heavily milled. You can kind of see it there. It's hard to tell because of the gold, but they heavily milled the show side scale of the titanium. And on top of all of this, guys, it's a bolster. It's kind of like a bolster lock. I mean, I guess it's a liner lock, but it feels like a bolster lock when you use it. Bolster locks are kind of cut out on the sides here. Let's see if I have one. Let me grab mine. Let me grab my mini crossroad here. You can kind of see the bolster lock here, how it's cut out on the side. That's kind of what a bolster lock is, but this feels like a bolster lock, you know, when you're closing it because of how easy access it is. And you can kind of see there, they got a nice cutout in the titanium for the lock to go over. But yeah, other than that, other than the screws and that kind of bolster locking, I mean, it doesn't go all the way back, which is another reason I call it a bolster lock. There's not any steel liners or anything down in there, so, and it's on bearings. And this just brings up my point of why are there so many companies out there, you know, that say all these things. All this is M390 with titanium and you know, has some Damascus pivot rings, and you know, it's $400+ Why? And let's just prove to you, this is not a small knife either. Okay, let's bring out the Civivi Elementum, which this knife is larger than. Okay, as you can see, bigger handle and bigger blade. Let's put the Penguin below it. Two very average sized knives. Yeah. And by the way, this, you know, this titanium Penguin also costs around $100. So further more questioning what's going on with some of the prices these days. Here is my customized Tenacious, which is almost as big as the Tucson here. And there's the Demco beside it, which is also almost as big, but not quite. So yeah, it's not a small knife. I mean, it's really not. And that brings into question things like this, my mini crossroads, or not my mini crossroads, my Riot Mini Exo. That's what this is. Okay, this knife here cost, it's like over $400, I think, for this thing. And you know, I get it. It's in 3V steel, which is also a super steel. Riyadh is probably the, I'm not going to say the most well-known Chinese company. I'm going to say the company that has the reputation for the fit and finish being of the highest standard coming out of China, I would say would be Riyadh. And so their stuff is not cheap. I have not found not one fit and finish issue on this Tucson knife anywhere. The only tiny thing I see, and it may just be my eyes, is this isn't perfectly straight left to right, but then again, maybe it is, and it's just my eyes, because on the camera it looks more straight. So maybe that's just me. But I don't really see any, I mean, it looks good. Like, I mean, it's all chamfered out. There's no sharp points, no sharp edges. It's very comfortable to hold. Lockup is solid, probably about 40%, I'd say. It's very smooth. Could be a tad bit smoother, but you know, I can, you know, lube that up if need be. If they don't come perfectly smooth, then I can save, you know, what, $250 or something like that, then I'll take it. Now, I do understand this has Zircuti, okay? I also understand it has more Zircuti than this does Damascus, but even at that point, you know, let's take these inlays out and replace them with Zircuti inlays. Let's replace them with some, you know, higher quality Damascus, which Zircuti already is. I bet this knife would still cost around $200. So why does this cost $425? And that's kind of my point. And that's also kind of giving this knife some, you know, brownie points. If you see this knife, guys, I wouldn't pass it up. If it's priced under, say, $250, I would not pass it up. Let's see if we can get the exact. Tucson knives aren't really named most of the time. So this is the TS172. And as you can see, it's numbered. I'm pretty sure they only made 50 of these. But I might be wrong on that. It does have 3 numbers there, so maybe they made 100. But I haven't seen very many floating around. Not in this gold finish. So maybe the gold finish is limited to 50, because there is a basic titanium version with only the Damascus inlays. That's just plain titanium, so you can do whatever you want with it. But I really liked this crystallized finish. It looks so good. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this looks cool? I definitely don't have anything else like it. That's for sure. I mean, the closest thing that I have is like this Rough Rider right here. But it's not even close to the same thing. That's not titanium in there. That's just some kind of probably like gold paper stuff that Rough Rider used to give it that cool gold glistening finish. And I mean, even the blade, it just has a lot of work in it. Like, look at this. What would that be? A 3-tone blade? Because you got grind lines here, grind lines there, and opposite grind lines on this part. I mean, technically, if you want to count the fullers in there, it's a 4-way finish on the clip. There's my lube job there from the KPL. But yeah, overall, just a solid knife. And like I said, it is a little heavy, but you know, when we're talking this thick of titanium, it's gonna be heavy. Like, and they did do their best. Like I said, they did mill out in there, but you know, it's still gonna be heavy. But come on, you're not getting this kind of a knife for the weight, right? If you want a light knife that's full titanium, you're gonna get something like that, right? Now, it definitely opened my eyes, and it definitely makes me need to make a video about apparently just the overall topic again, because this is not the first knife that I've even shown on the channel that is making me open my eyes to this. I mean, the QSP is definitely doing that. Kubi Nova that I did a review on. You know, I know with this customization that I have on it, the customization cost more than the knife did. And that alone is also saying something, because this knife for $130 came with all this done to it already. So, you know, and this knife here, it was about 70 bucks. It's in 14C28N. And it was full titanium, but it has titanium hardware, you know? And it's really opening my eyes to, you know, why are these brands that aren't like the name brands, you know, they're not Spyderco, they're not you know, they're not ZT, they're not Riot. Why are those brands being able to charge so much? No, I know ZT doesn't have knives come out of China, but why are those brands being able to charge so much and get away with it? I mean, why does a base Spyderco Tenacious with G10 and 8CR13 MOV cost only $15 less than the base model of this in 14C28N steel and a full titanium construction? We're getting real out there with some of these prices now, and it's just something I think that is starting to become mind-blowing. It's definitely changing my perspective of what knives should cost. That's for sure. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I definitely do recommend this knife for sure. It's a very good knife. I absolutely love it, especially for the price. I carry it quite often, actually. I throw it in my pocket. I like how the gold flashes out in the sun. I think it looks cool. Because the knife looks even better outside, as most knives do. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, guys, consider subscribing. I'm right on the edge of 400. When I hit 500, we will do a giveaway. I already have my knife picked out for that said giveaway, so it's all ready to go. I even have it in my possession. So we got about 100 subscribers to go before we can do that first giveaway, guys. I'm very excited. Thank you all for helping my channel grow. I'm glad you all enjoying the videos. If you haven't already, go check out my new collection update video. It's pretty long. It's about an hour, but it showcases pretty much my full collection at that point. I have already, you know, gained a couple knives since then, but I had to do it eventually. So yeah, go check it out and enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thanks.